From the News Channel 5 network, this is Pharmacist on Call.
Good evening, Nashville, Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, those of you as far west as Jackson, Tennessee, those of you as far east as McMinnville. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call with your host, Dr. Sean Pruitt. And if you are watching this show, I am your community pharmacist. Well, everyone, let's welcome to our July show. It's pretty hot out there, so you see I'm dressed kind of cool today. Wanted to welcome you to this show. For you first timers, this is your 1 hour forum to call in with those health questions or those concerns that you don't get to ask your doctor or your pharmacist. So this is our community service for the month for you from Pruitt's Discount Pharmacy, who sponsors this show each month. So we understand that your doctors are busy, your pharmacists are busy, and they don't have time. So for this 1 hour, I do. Rule number one, housekeeping. There are no silly questions. There are no stupid questions. So chances are those questions that you are thinking about that you may think are silly and mundane, they may actually be good questions and actually wind up blessing someone else. So we invite your calls, your questions, and your comments. And certainly for those of you who have gotten results from some of the things that I've recommended, I know there's a lady who was calling and talks about the turmeric and the benefit that she's gotten from it. So for those of you who have come to the store, gotten results from some of the alternative therapies, feel free to call in and share that as well. Wanted to get into some condolences and some birthdays and congratulations like we always do. First, wanted to send condolences to Mrs. Malelia Miller on the loss of our good friend Elisha Miller, who passed away suddenly last week. I believe it was Thursday. Mr. Miller was a very good man. He actually wound up becoming a friend of the pharmacy, coming to the pharmacy, helping someone else he barely knew. And because of the way that we served his friend and took care of him, he and his wife also became friends of the pharmacy as well. So I want to say goodbye to him. And then Mrs. Miller, condolences to you. Had an opportunity to stop by the funeral for a few minutes, but my children were getting antsy, so I couldn't stay too long. Let's see, we also have, I did want to send a shout out, condolences to the family of Alton Sterling, the young man who was murdered in Baton Rouge, Louisiana by the two police officers there. So certainly feel bad for them. Congratulations to Dr. Sean Joseph, who is the new superintendent for Davidson County, Metro Nashville, Davidson County Schools. One of my fraternity brothers, you all know, I'm a Q, root to the bros. Also have another fraternity brother, Carlos Cole, who essentially won the Mr. Meharry Award for the summer program that they're doing there, and he is on his way to medical school in the fall. So congratulations, Carlos Cole, out of the Kappa Sigma chapter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity in Lane College. And finally, because the bros are doing it like that, Kenny Sykes, who happens to be my intern, but is also a second-year student at the University of Tennessee College of Pharmacy, won $14,000 in scholarships. I believe one of them was from Rite Aid or CVS, my fierce competitors, and I forget who the other one was. So Kenny, congratulations. Look for great things from this young man. He is my intern, but I expect him to be 2-3 times the pharmacist that I am. Looks like we've got you all on the phone already. So this show is about you. We're going to start with Olivia on line 1. Olivia, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Yes. I was calling. I was prescribed some medicine.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like it was some knee, which is swollen, and it has a lot of fluid on it.
Okay.
Now, I was reading the thing that comes when you get it from the drugstore that gives you the information regarding it.
The package insert, yes ma'am, or patient leaflet, sorry.
And it has steroid in it.
Okay.
Now my problem is, it was reading on the thing about if you got high blood pressure.
Yes ma'am.
And stuff that it could cause liver damage.
Well, not because of the hypertension, but some of those drugs, especially the non-steroidals, with prolonged use, they can cause liver damage, just like Tylenol can. And so all of those have warnings for people who already have liver disease, or for people who may have conditions such as alcoholism, that they're going to be predisposed to liver damage when they take certain medications, and the non-steroidal drugs are one of those. So if it's something like naproxen sodium, diclofenac, whose brand name is Voltaren, ketoprofen, any of those drugs, they do have the propensity or the risk furthering liver damage for people who are at risk for having liver issues.
Well, see, I was scared to take it because once I read that of me having high blood pressure, and I do drink beer.
Okay.
I was kind of skeptical about taking anything that had steroid in it.
Yeah, it's a non-steroidal, so you may have to lay off of the beer there and give your liver a little time to heal, because you got to remember you're taking it for the pain. So you got to outweigh that risk. If you just need it for 5-10 days, that's fine. But with prolonged use, especially with Tylenol, because what a lot of people tended to do, a lot of people, me in my college days, we would all do the BC powder and all of that, or take Tylenol when we would get up the next day for the hangover. But we're actually doing a number on our liver, in lieu of
and that's like if you drink a lot of beer and you're taking goody powders,
yes,
that would also have an effect on your liver?
Absolutely, yes ma'am. Yes,
oh,
ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah, and your stomach lining as well. So you got to remember those NSAIDs, and most people take those goody powder on an empty stomach, again, like I used to back in my college days. So.
Yes, I'm a faithful goody powder taker.
Yeah. Yes,
and I take it with beer.
Well,
wow.
it's usually what you take it for, but okay. So yeah, I would just use it maybe for a few days, but not too long, to help you with your pain.
Okay,
yes,
it's
ma'am.
not so much as the pain. The knee is just so ridiculous.
Now, is it fluid or is it inflammation? That's two different things.
I think it's fluid. I went to the doctor and he drained fluid out of my knee.
Yes, ma'am.
Once. But by me walking on it so much and working and standing on my legs, it done swelled up real bad again.
Are you elevating your leg at night?
Yes.
Okay. Then
Elevated, I ice pack it and everything, but it's still just swelled up. It don't hurt, but it just swelled real bad.
Well, then they may want to look at putting you on some fluid pills to help decrease the pooling of fluid in your knee then.
Oh, okay. Probably some fluid pills.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the pills that he gave me with the steroids in it, let me give you the name of it.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't even pronounce the name. But the spelling of it
okay.
is DICLOFENAC.
Okay, yeah, that's diclofenac, so I believe I mentioned that earlier. So the brand name is Voltaren for you viewers out there. It's diclofenac. It is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, so it works by decreasing the inflammation in the areas with your back, your knee, anywhere where there's a joint. If there's inflammation, reduces the inflammation, and then that's how it relieves the pain.
Okay.
But for people with hypertension,
there's going to take this medicine.
How about some alkaline water? I think that would be better for you with the medication.
Some alkaline water?
Yes, ma'am. Kangen water.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. We'll talk about it a little later on, and actually some people may call in that have used it, but you may see a commercial for it during the show here.
All right. Okay.
All righty.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Janet, line 2. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Yes. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am.
I had a prescription Jardiance that has been rejected by my insurance company,
yes,
as well as Invocana, which was sent in as a second request. What is the deal with those drugs? The first encounter said that it was experimental and that I was to not take them.
Well, the issue, in most cases, what they do, they will require prior authorization. Those medications are expensive. So the insurance company is not in love with paying for that medication. So what they would like you to do is fail therapy with another medication first. So they may say, well, on the condition that the patient fails Lantus or that the patient fails Levemir, then we would do something like an Invocana or Victoza, one of the other, second generation insulins.
So I rather than failing just the pill metformin, I have to fail an insulin injectable?
Yes, ma'am. And so that's a way that they can save money. Sorry for you insurance people out there. So that's a way for them to save money, is that they will put up requirements. And I used to be a pharmacy director for an insurance company, so I know the game. So they will put parameters for you to get these expensive drugs. You're gonna get them, but you and your doctor are gonna have a fight before they approve it. Because you got to remember, the insurance company is not there because they love you. They're there to provide a service, but also to make sure they stay alive by saving as much money as possible.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. All right, everyone. Stay right there. We're up on a break. We'll be right back.